way home from the US-Mexico border, where we were producing a film called The Silent War, we were told that our next Bulldog Nation news report would be titled Operation Derailment. We focused on our local government. We needed to find out the truth behind the Cincinnati streetcar issue. We began the process of extensive research as soon as we got back.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of John O'Reeder in Duke Energy's Community Relations and Economic Development Department.
And it didn't take us long before we found blatant disregard for the truth, evidence of fiscal irresponsibility, and arrogance apparent, hidden motives. Certain council members' motives were unclear. Others encouraged us to uncover the truth and shine a light on people who simply ignore the conscience which says, do the right thing. Elected officials who ignore the people who elected them and rule over them during council meetings through intimidation and belligerent denial of the facts should not be in office. We began focusing on the money, the cost of streetcars, the costs of maintenance, the cost of utilities, the inflated projections of revenue, which not only is non-existent, but the mere fact that a revenue from streetcars is even accounted for is dishonest and misleading in and of itself. The streetcars could easily create a compounding annual deficit that the city will be stuck with for 30 years. One of the first things we found is that the city is prepared to spend $3.5 million a streetcar, and there are 6 streetcars that the city council members want to run up and down the street. We talked with several streetcar companies and found that the company the city is wanting to use is the most expensive. The route that the streetcar would be traveling through is one of the most dangerous areas in the city, over the Rhine. They're even proposing that the track for the streetcars travel up the hill on Vine Street to the Clifton area, which is a 12% grade, and streetcars typically cannot go up a hill with a steeper grade of 9%. We've learned that Cincinnati police officers' jobs are at stake. Firefighters' jobs are at risk. There have been millions and millions of dollars worth of costs that have been overlooked.
We caught up with Dusty Rhodes, Hamilton County Auditor and Chairman of CAS, Citizens Against the Streetcar Swindle.
We're in a situation not only at the county level, and of course that's the city, which is separate from where I am, but they're in a situation where they were talking about laying off 140 firemen, 130 policemen. They've got a cobbled together budget that most rational people say they're just kicking the can down the road and may not have the money really even to do that without any layoffs. And while they're in this kind of a financial bind, they're embarking on this grandiose scheme to put in a streetcar, which is old-time technology, for some kind of a romantic vision that this is going to bring people into the area. And this does not make any sense. They will tell you the money's coming from like the sale of the Blue Ash Airport, and these are capital funds that can't go anywhere else, and so they can only be spent on capital funds. Well, I've been hearing that for years. And I'm here to tell you that you're taking it on one pocket, putting it in the other. If you're a home rule city, you should have the option of moving that money around. But the other thing behind this that is frustrating is the fact that the federal money is being dangled in front of them. They're also talking about state money. Now, this is going to be fun because the state's $8 billion in the hole. So I don't know how they're going to put that together. But the feds, who have the printing press, are enticing all they've localities into these crazy, visionary, far-flung, pie-in-the-sky projects. And they've bought into that too. The feds will pay for it, like as if that isn't our money too. That's, but it just, you look at this and you just kind of shake your head and wonder what in the world are they thinking when they say this is going to be economically successful, like the Banks project. Nobody questions it, and everybody immediately assumes that that is fact. It takes on an aura which it doesn't legitimately